What's up, Crypto Club? Louis here, and today I'm bringing the crypto news of the day. Today's date is the 30th of March 2018, and I'm going to bring you everything to do with cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours. Starting from the market cap for the day, it currently sits around $257 billion, as cryptocurrency has dropped over $20 billion in the market cap since yesterday. As you can see, for the majority of the coins in the top 100, they are down in the red, and in the red by a significant amount. You know, they're ranging from 5 to 10% for the most part, some even more in certain parts. But if we look at the top 5, you can see here, Bitcoin down around 9% as it drops below $7,000. Ethereum as well, seeing down around 6.91% as it's down to around $381, which is the lowest it's been, you know, in like 4 months or something. Ripple is also down below 50 cents. It's dropped around 7.35%. Bitcoin Cash down below $700. It's dropped around 8.47%. And Litecoin dropped around 3.86%. It sits around $116. If we look at top growers for the day, we have XPI up around 9.34%. Kin up around 3.75%, Eternity up around 3.73%, Bytum up around 3.06%, and Ontology up around 1.86%. In terms of the worst performance of the day, we have Tron down around 16.74%, which is interesting to see because we have some positive news coming later on in this video about Tron and how they're releasing their testnet tomorrow, and how they're promoting it, so it's interesting to see that happening to it, but we'll get into that more later on in the video. We also have Factor down around 16.23%, PivX down around 14.83%, Syscoin down around 14.33%, and Byteball Bytes down around 13.76%. So let's get into the first news story we have today. This is about how 2 more Japanese cryptocurrency exchanges are shutting down as regulations tighten. So in Japan, there are 2 digital currency exchanges known as Mr. Exchange and Tokyo Gateway, and they will be closing operations and returning customers cash and cryptocurrency holdings, basically because of the cryptocurrency regulations becoming more stringent in Japan. You can see there's other ones as well. They're following the other exchanges such as Reimu, BitExpress and BitStation now also have shut down from the actual cryptocurrency regulations in Japan, halting their operations. So in 2017, Japan became the only country in the world to oversee exchange cryptocurrency at a national level. The Japanese FSA also licensed 11 exchanges in September of last year. In early December, the FSA licensed another 4, and at the end of December, it licensed a 16 exchange. In addition, the FSA allowed a further 16 exchanges to continue operations while the applications with regulators were still processing. One of those 16 exchanges allowed to continue operations with pending licensure was now the infamous CoinCheck. In January, CoinCheck was the target of the lowest cryptocurrency exchange hack ever. So basically, in this one, we've already talked about it loads of times. There was $530 million worth of actual NEM stolen from the exchange, but most of that has been reimbursed. Following the hack, the FSA has began on-site inspections of all 16 unregulated exchanges and found issues with internal controls and corporate governance. The FSA gave several exchanges the opportunity to shut themselves down and save face, rather than having to wait to be shut down by the government in the event that they were not issued a license. More exchanges will likely to follow the footsteps of the 5 choosing to voluntarily shut down Japanese operations rather than waiting for government to shut them down upon denying their applications. So we've seen that with these ones here. Notably, as you can see here, we've got Mr. Exchange, Tokyo Gateway, and a few others like Reimu, BitExpress, and BitStation, which have voluntarily chosen to shut down before the governments do come after them as well. There's still 11 waiting to make that decision, so we could see more and more exchanges being shut down in Japan in the coming few months, which is very interesting to see. It's obviously not going to do great for the cryptocurrency market. It might be contributing to the actual whole crash that's going on at the moment, or the massive dip. Next thing I want to talk about here is basically Seoul. Wonsan Park is proposing to make a cryptocurrency for Seoul called the S-Coin. So he hopes to utilize, this comes straight from the mayor. So the mayor hopes to utilize the blockchain technology for all his administrative processes in the country, similar to what Estonia is doing with public transportation systems, utilities payments, and even public welfare, making this coin to do all these with the welfare points and things like that. We're also seeing that China as they're creating the DCEP or the DCEP as their own cryptocurrency for the country. So it seems like a lot of countries are voting for a national cryptocurrency to be in place. to take control of all these different, administrative processes and general runs of the country, which is an interesting take on it. So it's nice to see they're adopting blockchain, but again, it looks like it's not having a great effect on the market whenever we seem to have good news like this, or it depends how you look at it, because if it's going to be a national cryptocurrency, it might take away from the actual purposes of the cryptocurrencies in the market that are unregulated at the moment and are coming from third-party countries, or third-party companies even, like these cryptocurrencies here you can see in the top 100, and it could take away the actual market share from them themselves. But it's interesting to see this sort of effect on the market, along with all the other news we have for today. The next piece of news I want to talk about today is the government of Thailand and how they're going to start taxing cryptocurrencies. So earlier in the week, on March 27th, the finance minister of Thailand basically made an announcement after the weekly cabinet meeting, which states that the military government of the Asian country intends on regulating the growing cryptocurrency market and also applying tax policies on investors making cryptocurrency purchases in an attempt to prevent the growing sector from being manipulated for illegal purposes such as money laundering, tax evasion, and other illicit activities. So again, this is not too great news. It's not very good for the market, as we can see from this, because we're going to have tax gains on the actual cryptocurrency market. There's also going to be more regulations. It's going to have sort of a halting effect to the cryptocurrency market growing, and it's obviously having a bad effect with all the news combined, and it's causing a dip today. Also, it says here that investors will have to pay 7% value added tax on all cryptocurrency trades and a 15% capital gains tax on their returns under this upcoming new law to regulate cryptocurrencies and digital tokens. That is a very, very big hit. 7% just to actually pay or trade with cryptocurrency, and 15% on any gains you may make. So any profits you make when you do actually withdraw it, or on the returns you do make, you'll be taxed 15% of it, which really takes away a lot of the incentive to actually invest in cryptocurrencies for some people. Obviously 15% doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's obviously going to be a major hit that is going to disincentivize some cryptocurrency trading around the world, especially in Thailand, if other countries do choose to adopt this tax route and also do choose to regulate it heavily like Japan and Thailand are doing. Next thing I want to talk about here is the major cryptocurrency exchange OKX is to roll back their futures contracts, or future transactions even, after an irregular trade, quote unquote. So the fourth largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, OKX, has announced its rollback of future transactions for all tokens after it detected an irregular sell-off. OKX, which is operated by cryptocurrency startup OKCoin, announced on Friday that it will roll back its future trade following an irregular sell-off that basically, according to the company, reduced the price of quarterly Bitcoin futures significantly compared to the value of the cryptocurrency. It says here in a quote that in order to protect the interest of customers, after a careful discussion, OKX will basically roll back its weekly and quarterly contract data for all cryptocurrencies on to March 30th even at 5 p.m. or 5 o'clock Hong Kong time. The rollback is basically expected to take place at 3:30 Hong Kong time and may end up being advanced or delayed according to the progress. The cryptocurrency exchange transaction and the legal currency transaction will not be affected, the statement read according to a rough translation. So this is interesting to see as well. It's obviously not great news again, but it does show that they're trying to protect the best interests of the customers, and they're doing the valiant thing here. But with this irregular sell-off, that must have had another influence on the cryptocurrency market, and all of these news together is causing this massive dip we're seeing, and it's obviously just going to be a short stint in the cryptocurrency market. So I wouldn't get too heavily down about this whole idea. So obviously hold on, but it's obviously not looking too good around the regulation side of things at the moment, and also with the facts of irregular trades and the actual cryptocurrency futures contracts or transactions being rolled back even. So we have to see how that goes in the future and what decisions they'll make in reflection, see if there's going to be any advancements on this decision. Next thing we'll talk about here is Intel and how they're filing a patent that is basically, or patent however you want to pronounce it, that reduces the energy used for Bitcoin mining activities. So it's great news to see in terms of Bitcoin mining, cryptocurrency mining, because one of the major problems that a lot of people face with cryptocurrency mining is the heavy energy consumption, and also countries are quite against this whole idea due to global warming and things like that. With the high energy consumption from cryptocurrency mining producing all this heat, etc., is a massive problem for the environment at the moment. So hopefully if they can reduce the energy used in Bitcoin mining and other cryptocurrency mining activities, that would be a great positive and will incentivize cryptocurrency mining going forward. Hopefully it can reduce the cost as well. So it says here, we have heard several times that cryptocurrency mining activities consume huge amounts of energy, as I mentioned there before, marked as a problem. Several experts in the matter and different solutions have been analysed. The US technology company Intel has presented a patent that reduces the amount of electricity consumed by Bitcoin mining hardware. So it's going to do this basically with a patent that was released on March 29th by the US Patent and Trademark Office, and it's going to be a more efficient way to actually mine Bitcoin as a whole. And it was presented back in September 2017, which was released today. Explained by Intel, critical paths in the computation intensive message digest and scheduler data paths can be optimized. That will result in extra time that will reduce switching capacitance or scale the supply voltage. In this way, Intel claims there will be an improvement of the message digest logic of 35%. To me, that doesn't really mean a huge amount of things. That just means that basically it's going to become more efficient as a whole, and there's going to be a reduction in the actual message digest logic of 35%. So we're going to see here as well, at the same time, the patent explains that Bitcoin is one of the most popular cryptocurrencies in the market. Oh, it is the most popular cryptocurrency in the market, but it also says that Bitcoin works with a distributed ledger called blockchain, and the cryptocurrency is used as a base of accounting or unit of accounting. The patent reads as follows: Bitcoin is the most popular type of cryptocurrency using the digital currency ecosystem. The Bitcoin transaction system is peer-to-peer, meaning transactions take place with users directly without an intermediary. Peer-to-peer blockchain or Bitcoin transactions may be verified by network nodes and recorded in a public distributed ledger called blockchain, which uses Bitcoin as its unit of accounting, which basically just repeats that. I don't really know what they mentioned in the article, because we know what Bitcoin is. Obviously, as a cryptocurrency channel, that doesn't really matter. But I guess this kind of doesn't really go into more detail about how it's going to work, how the patent and the technology behind it's going to work, other than that information there. But it's quite specialist terminology that I don't particularly understand. I just understand that there will be an improvement in the efficiency of cryptocurrency mining, which is always a great thing. If anyone would like to kind of simplify what this all means and how it's all going to work in the comment section below, that would be amazing. So the Crypto Club can see that as well. But anyway, for now, I'm going to move on to the next story, which is an interesting story. So OnePlus, the phone company, which you guys are probably familiar with, a very popular Android company, its trademark is sort of never settle, as they try to produce flagship smartphones and flagship products for a discounted price, and they're trying to basically incorporate cryptocurrency with their whole never settle situation, with the blockchain meets never settle as being their sort of punchline here. Robust in function, simple to use, and they're basically creating a cryptocurrency coin called Paycoin. So how this is going to work is you're going to get paid to use your phone. Paycoin is a peer-to-peer digital currency created exclusively for OnePlus users. And as a OnePlus user, I have the OnePlus 5T, so I'm very excited to see this. We have to see how this goes, and I'll definitely feed back on this once it comes into fruition. But it says here, robust in function but simple to use, Paycoin gives OnePlus users easy access into the world of cryptocurrency. This might be a massive marketing scheme to get more people to buy their phones as well. A lot of people are interested in cryptocurrency, interested in mining themselves, could see this as a positive and could see this as a USP or unique setup point for their cryptocurrency or their phone even. So it says here, peer-to-peer digital currency, how it's going to work: decentralized community-driven blockchain, also instant no-fee transactions, mine with Oxygen OS, which is their operating system. So they're basically going to have users will be able to join a global network of miners. Users can mine blocks solo or work together in pools, like other cryptocurrency mining groups. Open source software as well, which is great to see, so we can sort of have developers that don't work for the company to improve on it. Deep integration, so it's going to have seamlessly integrated wallet with your OnePlus device, making it easier to complete transactions, manage your wallet and transfer funds. It's going to be built together so OnePlus users can freely engage in the development of future OnePlus products, as well as the continued evolution of Paycoin. This is very exciting news, I think. This just sounds great, honestly. If this actually does come to fruition, it is as great as that, and builds up to the promises they are promising here. This could be an absolute massive change in the face of cryptocurrency as we see it, as we'll see a coin fully integrated with your phone device, that just works seamlessly with everything you own. It's something that I can imagine Apple doing in the future, developing with cryptocurrencies. Apple love to have, iPhone holders, iPad holders, to have everything Apple, iMacs, the whole lot, because they like to integrate it together. Maybe this is Android's choice, and this is Android's way of getting around it. Maybe we'll see Windows develop this later on, and see other companies sort of develop this. As I understand, OnePlus is the first phone company to kind of settle for blockchain and also introduce a cryptocurrency coin that works seamlessly with the device. We've seen other companies like Samsung that obviously produce phones, but are taking different routes with producing ASICs and cryptocurrency mining hardware rather than creating a coin itself. We've seen like Kodak coin, major companies basically producing their own coins for their certain industries, but this is the first one I've seen for the phone industry. And if this goes well, this could be an absolute game changer, and I'm very excited about that. The next thing I want to talk about here is IOTA or MIOTA, and starting testing digital IDs into Pay. So this is going to be great for the blockchain ID system, or the Tangle ID system even, should I say, for IOTA. So the German non-profit enters a testing phase of their distributed ledger technology powered identification system, planned for to pay citizens, as they want to make a sort of a new world or a utopia for blockchain technology or cryptocurrency technology even. And it's very excited as a combined effort between IOTA, MIOTA, and the Taiwan-based startup BioLabs, tailored to upscale the southeastern capital into a modern smart city. That's the thing I was looking for. They want to turn it into a smart city. They want to introduce all these new technologies and really propel it into, technology stardom almost, and bring this ID system. So it's going to revolutionize what we know as the ID system to prevent, identity fraud and things like that are problems in the actual countries we live in today. So the innovative project basically relies on not on the blockchain technology as I mistaked it for, but it's actually on the revolutionary alternative called Tangle, which is IOTA's actual alternative to the blockchain technology, created by the Berlin-based foundation, as it mentions. So it's going to describe it as a blockless distributed ledger, which is scalable, lightweight, and for the first time ever makes it possible to transfer value without any fees. So they partnered with the Space City earlier this year. We talked about this before. And it's basically in order to elevate Taiwan's capital into a fully functioning smart city, which is going to be the first of its kind. Among the numerous projects discussed between the two parties, a few will be implemented in the city before the end of the year. One of the projects includes digital IDs built into the Tangle, making them hard to copy, hack, or manipulated by traditional criminal activity around identification documents to prevent identity theft, as I mentioned before, among other problems. The hope is that they will cut down on identity theft, as I mentioned just there, voter fraud, better secure sensitive medical data, and help prevent theft of government services. So this has many positive benefits, and it's going to be the first of its kind, very innovative, and we'll have to see how it works and see if other countries will also decide to create these smart cities in their countries with the help of the government going into the future, if this does become a successful project and could be a testimonial for the adoption of blockchain technology or Tangle technology in IOTA's case. Next thing we'll talk about here, and last thing we'll talk about here, is Tron and how they're celebrating the coming testnet news on their Nasdaq screen on Times Square. So I did mention this earlier, as I was surprised from this sort of news that Tron was the worst performing cryptocurrency of the day, as I thought this would have been a positive actual idea. But I think possibly the reason that it is down for the actual day itself is because during testnets and mainnet releases, like we've seen with other cryptocurrencies and rebrandings, usually people hold onto the coin to sell around the time of big news like this, as it's called buy the rumor, sell the news. That's kind of the rule. And then as a result of that, they usually face a massive sell-off where people cash in on the profits that they've been holding for a very, very long time to actually cash out on the profits from waiting to a big event like this. That's a possible explanation for it. Another explanation could be that a lot of people were speculating whether this was actually real or not. Obviously, I have a video here showing it, but people weren't necessarily understanding that it was actually a thing that was going to be rolling on and off all day long. And people are speculating it could just be a sort of massive marketing scam, and it could just be an actual edit of the actual Nasdaq screen here. But it seems to be real. A lot of people are confirming it. I've checked around them, like live stream webcams and things like that of Times New Square. Times Square, not Times New Square even, and it seems to be that it is completely legitimate, and the actual CEO has tweeted out this whole idea as well and is showing it off himself. So the testnet is live tomorrow at 10 AM. March 31st, which is GMT +8. So there's a video, streaming video of this as I showed before. As you can see, if I play the video here, it comes on and off. It comes on and on like a Nasdaq screen, as we can expect here. And it's very exciting to see that they're actually doing this. You know, it's very exciting to see that I'm making a massive marketing push to promote the testnet and getting more people involved in the testnet. Not necessarily understanding what it's going to do for the cryptocurrency itself. Maybe it's just for them to show off, because I doubt a lot of people in Times Square even know what Tron is, let alone care about a testnet sort of being released. But it's definitely something that's very exciting as a whole. But anyway, that's going to conclude the video for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you thought about Tron and the whole decision to have this advertisement in Times Square. Also about Intel, things like that, the other stuff that I talked about today. Also, if you like my content as a whole, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it as well. And hit the bell notification icon if you want to be notified when I next upload, so you can keep up to date with cryptocurrency news on a daily basis. This has been Crypto Club, and I'll see you in the next one.